Hey guys, so today I'll be answering your assumptions about me. So a little while back, I had put on my Instagram and on my YouTube for you to make some assumptions about me that I'll be using for an upcoming video. So here is the video. So I'm just gonna go through some of the assumptions and answer them with all honesty. Well, as honest as possible. So here are some that were in my Instagram story. There were replies, and I'm sorry, like some of them that got cut off, I don't see who the name is, but one of them was, "You love Tim Burton." And the answer to that is yes, I love Tim Burton. I don't have the like obsession that a lot of goth people have to Tim Burton, but I do really like a lot of his stuff, like Nightmare Before Christmas. And I have, well, so what's controversial for me is that I do not like Sweeney Todd. Like a lot of goths like love the Sweeney Todd movie. That's like one of the Tim Burton movies that I just do not like. But you know, I like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I like Corpse Bride. I like the Big Fish movie. I did not like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think that was another one that he did that I just didn't care for. I like Edward Scissorhands, obviously. That's like a huge Tim Burton film that a lot of people love. So I do love Tim Burton, but maybe just not all of his stuff. The next assumption is, I assume that you are a very kind and polite person. I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I think that I am. I'm just not the kind of person that likes confrontation or any kind of drama. So I always try to be kind and polite to people, even if they're not being so towards me. Yeah, I would say that I'm a kind person. I don't know, for those of you who know me, what do you think? So now we got some like little bit controversial, funny type assumptions. You wish you had too much sex problems. Just an assumption. I don't really know what that is. That's from my friend. Aspect of divinity. I'm just trying to pronounce his Instagram handle. We like chat and stuff on Instagram or whatever, like in a joking manner. So this is where that assumption is coming from. But like, I don't know, what is too much sex problems? Are you getting too much sex, or like you have too much of a sex problem that you're not getting enough sex? I don't really know. So I don't really know how to answer that question. Also, I'm not the type of person that talks about sexual stuff on my YouTube channel or just to like people in general. I'm kind of a private person. So yeah, I don't think that I have any type of a sex problem. So we're just gonna go with that. The next assumption is by the same person, and it says, "You hate applesauce with a passion." Applesauce is spelled with a Z, so it's like applesauce with a passion. You know what's funny? I would not say I hate applesauce with a passion, but I don't really care for applesauce. I think it's strange in the consistency of it and texture. I don't care for it, so I don't ever eat applesauce. I wouldn't say that I hate it though. I just don't ever say, I would really like some applesauce. So I just never eat it. My friend Marvin from Instagram says, "I think you're an amazing and supportive person with big future dreams." I do like to support my friends no matter what they're doing, whether it's art or their music or their own YouTube channel, or just in general what their lives, what their plans are. Like, I just think that that's something that I would want. Like, I want somebody to be supportive towards me, so I in turn try to support my friends as best as possible, within reason. If they're gonna go do something like totally crazy and not a good idea, then obviously I would say like, hey, like, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I try to be supportive. Like, for instance, my friends that just recently moved, I think it was last year actually, they moved out to a different state. The other friends I hung out with all the time, and I was supportive of their decision to go move out there because of what was going on in their life. So, you know, I didn't want to be selfish to be like, no, don't leave me, don't leave me, you know, because in my brain I'm thinking that, you know, you want your friends to stay, but I wanted to be supportive with what they had to do for themselves. So yeah, I would say that I am a supportive person. And as far as me having big future dreams, the only future plans that I would say that I have is I would just really like to travel more. It's just something that I feel like I haven't done enough of. And there's so many more places that I really want to see. So I'd say that is only the only big future plans that I have so far. So here are some more from Instagram, and this is from Black Roses 0824. And it says, you like the color black, but it is not your favorite color. And that is true. Even though I do usually dress in all black, it is a very slimming color. And for some reason, when I go to the store and I pick out clothes or I just see stuff online, I'm instantly just drawn to black. It's just the nature of who I am. And I love black a lot. It is not my favorite color. My favorite color is purple. I feel like if I'm not picking out black clothing, then I'm picking out purple clothing. And I just always have liked the color purple. I think I got that from my mom. My mom's favorite color is purple, so it's just something that I always saw and was like, oh, I really like that color. Whether it's like flowers, I always like purple flowers, like hair. I like when people have purple hair. Like I've dyed my hair purple a few times. You know, if something has an accent in it, I want it to be purple, you know? So if it's like black and something, I want it to be black and purple. So I would say purple is my favorite color. And I don't know, I think a lot of people would kind of disagree with me, but like black is not really a color, it's a mix of colors. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is black a color? So yeah, black is not my favorite color, it is purple. The next assumption is from Anna Lise Megan, I think I'm pronouncing that right. And that's on Instagram. It says, you travel a lot. I travel, but not as much as I would like. And I don't know if it's a lot for some people, maybe. It's obviously a lot harder now that I have my son and I can't go to a lot of places, or it's just hard to like take him places with me. So when I do get the opportunity, then I do. Like recently I went to Ireland. I have a vlog up about that. If you guys want to check it out, it'll be up here. I'll link it, and I'll have more vlogs of that to come. But I went to Florida also with one of my friends, New Hampshire. Mostly I just stay around the United States just because it's a lot easier to travel and see different places within the US, because every state is totally different for the most part, and there's a lot of awesome things to see. But I wouldn't say I travel a lot. I mean, I have friends that travel way more than I do, but you know, now with COVID, it's obviously harder. But in the past, I never really traveled a lot. I just didn't have the opportunities to do it. So I would say more so recently I have been traveling more, but I wouldn't say it's a lot. I would like to travel a lot more coming up and see different countries instead of just staying around the US. This is from Flimpty. I hope I'm pronouncing these right. You actually are not a coffee drinker, but a tea kind of gal. And that is 100% correct. And there is a reason for this, and I've explained it before. I have anxiety, and if I drink caffeine like coffee, then I will be in a bad place. Won't be doing good if I have a lot of caffeine in me. Even if I drink decaf coffee, it affects me. So I mostly drink tea, herbal tea. Just recently, I've like gotten adventurous and started drinking decaf tea, and even then I was like, oh my god, am I gonna get like really bad anxiety from this because there's still caffeine in it? I'm just so sensitive to caffeine. But yeah, I drink tea most of the time, like chamomile tea. I like vanilla flavored type tea, pumpkin spice. I'm not huge into fruity flavored type teas, you know, like apple or like orangey flavors. I'm just not into that. Sometimes I get like a peppermint tea is good. So yeah, I'm a tea person, and I put artificial sweetener in it because I like it like to be really sweet, and I put creamer in it. I'll get like flavored creamer, and like I feel like that just like really like kicks it up a notch. The next one is from Zuri Claudia. You have a black cat. No, I don't. I don't have a cat, and I've never owned any cats myself. I am not a cat person at all. I'm a dog person. You know, if I see cats that people have, like, oh, they're cute, but I just feel like I always have felt like cats were kind of snobby and kind of just like wanted to do their own thing, whereas like dogs are more like people animals, you know what I mean, as opposed to cats. I don't know, I feel like cats just like to keep to themselves. I mean, depending on the cat, I guess, but for the most part, most cats that I have met are just kind of like, yeah, leave me alone, I want to do my own thing. So no, I've never owned a black cat. I mean, I don't think I would necessarily be opposed to owning a cat. Like, if the person I'm with wanted cats or had cats and they were like, oh, I, you know, want to get a new cat, or these, I'm coming into this relationship with some cats, like, I'd be like, okay. But I would just never go out on my own and be like, oh, I want a cat. This next question or assumption is from my friend Vampy Candy. And it is, you are a kind-hearted soul. She's just saying that because she's a sweet person. But like I said before, and the other question is basically the same. Like, I just feel like I try to be as kind as possible to people. I mean, to like an extent. If you're gonna treat me like dirt, then I'm not gonna be kind to you anymore. But off the bat, like, I generally try to be nice to people. The next one is from fellow YouTuber Eternal Winter. And she says, you tell it how it is and you don't bullshit. You're an honest and genuine person. I would kind of say that is not a true assumption about me, like, because like I said, I don't like drama. So if I have an opinion about something and somebody has an opposing opinion, I don't really say like straight to them like, oh, this is my opinion and I'm right and you're wrong. Like, I don't like, I just don't tell it how it is, like, in that aspect. If there's like a difference of opinion with stuff, because I don't like fighting with people, and like I said, I don't like drama. So I just don't do that. I kind of keep my opinions to myself most of the time until, you know, somebody really pisses me off, and then like I'm, you know, flat out be like, all right, listen, you need to cut the shit, you know what I mean? But other than that, I really just don't, I think I do, I think I personally take bullshit from people, and more so than I think that I should. You know, I've had people say to me like, you know, I wouldn't, if I were you, I would never put up with that crap. And I'm like, I'm just kind of like, like, I just don't like, I don't like arguing and I don't like drama. So I kind of just like, I don't know, kind of keep to the back and say like, okay, whatever. And it says you're honest and genuine. I am an honest person because I do not like to be lied to. So I feel like I always try to give that to whoever it is, whether it's somebody I'm in a relationship with or a friend or a family member or anything. I try to be honest because nobody likes to be lied to, you know what I mean? So as much as possible, I am an honest person. I might tell a white lie here and there, but so I actually had some stuff on Facebook too that I forgot about. And this assumption is from my friend Chris. And he says, my one true assumption about you is that you honestly do love Gollum. We always kind of go back and forth because Gollum is my least favorite character from the Lord of the Rings. I just find him annoying, and I don't know, like, every time he comes on, I'm like, oh, not another Gollum scene. I want to see like the other adventures that are going on. I don't want to see him. And my friend loves Gollum, like that's his favorite. So we always kind of joke back and forth. So sorry, but it's true. I don't like Gollum that much. I wasn't lying. My friend Kelly says, I assume you love deathcore and all bands I listen to, and that I am an awesome friend. She knows I hate deathcore music. I shouldn't say hate. I don't listen to it. And the types of music she listens to, I respect her musical interests and opinions, because she is a musician herself, and she does play that type of music herself, and I think it's amazing that she's going out and she's doing that, and I like to support her. But for myself, I just don't listen to that type of music. I don't buy like CDs or anything like that. It's just not my taste. And that she's an awesome friend, that is very true. I was just out with her earlier. We went out and had some fun today. My friend Karen says, if I didn't know you, my assumption would be you're into dark magic. No, I'm not into any kind of magic at all. I kind of steer clear of anything like that. I mean, I like magic as far as like Harry Potter. But that's like made up stuff. But as far as like, you know, like casting spells and rituals and things like that, I don't do any kind of stuff like that. I just am not that type of a person. And then the last few assumptions I'll be getting off of my YouTube channel. And that this one is from Hot Asphalt 7777. And that their assumption of me is I'm a gothic model from an old-timey Sears catalog. I don't really know what that means, but like I do remember back in the day when we used to get the Sears catalog at my parents' house when I was little, and I'd always be like flipping through there looking at the toy section of the magazine. But I would like to be a model from a catalog, but I'm just not. The next assumption is from Marlene Romero, and it is my assumption of you is that you're a Harry Potter fan and you also like witchcraft. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I love Harry Potter. I have some pops, I think, over here somewhere of Harry Potter. I think they're more up there. You might not be able to see them. I have a bunch of Harry Potter wands like that I collect. I wear Harry Potter clothing. I was just out the other day and I had my Slytherin purse, and somebody was like, oh, I love your purse. I'm like, thanks. Yeah, I still shop at like Hot Topic and buy stuff that like, you know, 20-year-olds would buy for teenagers. I just love that stuff, and I feel like you're never really too old for it. I've been to Universal where they have like the Harry Potter world and all that, and I just love all that stuff. I don't know. I like it. But as far as like, I also like witchcraft, I just answered that. Like I'm not into like magic myself, like real magic or witchcraft or anything like that. I do find it fascinating. Like I like to go to Salem and go to all the shops they have where they sell all the paraphernalia for rituals and witchcraft and stuff like that. I like the whole like aesthetic and stuff around it, but I'm just not into it myself. This one is not sure this can qualify as an assumption, but you look really disappointed in the choice of plant for that wall. This is from Wicked One. And I have a picture, I'll show you guys the picture that I took from when I was in Ireland. And no, I'm not disappointed in the ivy that was behind me. I'm actually was like really excited. I'm like, ooh, this is like a good backdrop to take a picture. So the next one is from Ina Ox Camelius, and it is, you are a picky eater. I'm actually not, even though people say that I'm picky. I guess it's when you ask me, what do you want to eat tonight for dinner? Or where do you want to go out to eat? I'm picking as far as like, I just had that the other day, so I don't want it again, so I'd rather go get something else. That type of a thing. Like more so what am I in the mood for at that specific point in time. But as far as like trying different foods or what I like to eat, I'm really open. I like to try new things all the time. I grew up in an Italian household. We were always eating like different and weird things like rabbit or you know, we had eel and tripe and lamb and goat and all that stuff. So it's like I'm not that picky. I mean, there's certain things I do like more than others, but I will try different things. And I eat, you know, I eat Italian, I eat Mexican, I eat Chinese food, Japanese food. I don't like sushi. There's like a very few things that I don't like, and like one is like sushi, broccoli, asparagus, and mayonnaise. And that's like the four big things that I don't like. Maybe Indian food too, but that's about it. Other than that, I pretty much will try or eat anything else. And the last assumption is from my friend Phoenix, and it is that I assume you're reasonably comfortably off financially. And my answer to that would be no. I think a lot of people think that just because I live in a bigger house and I have like a car, like a nice car and stuff like that. The house is on a mortgage, the car I make payments on, and like a lot of things that I do have are things that I've just had from like over time. I don't really buy a whole lot of the new things. Like all these CDs are old as hell from like when I was a teenager and like in my like 20s and stuff. I just don't really buy that much stuff. The only things like stuff like this, like pops and stuff, are kind of new because they came out recently, but I've gotten them for like gifts and stuff for like birthdays or Christmas or something like that. But we live in a town where it is less money for homes because it's further away from like big cities. So that was like one of the options. It was like live closer to the city, have a smaller house for, you know, say this amount of money, and then get the same priced house further away from the city, and the house is bigger. You know what I mean? So it's like you had to weigh off on what you wanted more. So we got the bigger house. for the same price that you get for a smaller house, like closer to the city. But we do pay a mortgage, and mortgages are basically the same as rent nowadays. The amount that you pay is just ridiculous how much stuff costs. Like an apartment is like so much money now. It's literally like a 2-bedroom apartment is the same as paying like a mortgage on a 4-bedroom house. It's so bad now. No, I'm not. We basically live kind of like paycheck to paycheck, you know, paying the bills and like, you know, payments, the mortgage and like car payments and stuff like that. Go out to eat once in a while. I've always been like a bargain type person. Like I thrift and stuff like that. I always cut coupons or look for discounts and stuff like that. And I don't splurge on like high priced items. You know what I mean? Like a lot of I want to say like a lot of women buy like, you know, like expensive jewelry or like name brand like luxury type clothing and like pocketbooks and stuff like that. I've never been like that. I buy like the cheaper stuff, like no name brand. Even grocery shopping, I'm like, I don't need like a name brand. I'll just get the store brand. Like it tastes the same. So no, I wouldn't say. I think we're just like normal, like a normal household as far as the way we live financially. So I'd forgotten I had a couple assumptions on Twitter, so I will just read them off right now. And the first one is from fellow YouTuber Retro Death, and his assumption is you love the music I listen to, and this is just an inside joke because he listens to music that's a little bit on the heavier side for me, such as depressive black metal or atmospheric black metal, where there's a lot of screaming vocals, and it's just not my type of music, but I actually do like some of the songs, and I like the actual, like, you know, I never got into them. I think I know like one song by each band and probably know most of the words. But New Kids on the Block was my band. You know, they were from the 80s and stuff. And when I was younger, like that was like, you know, everybody was going crazy over New Kids on the Block. So I've said this before. I love New Kids on the Block. I know a lot of their songs. I've seen them in concert a couple times, and I definitely keep it on the radio when I'm in the car, and I actually turn it up and blast it and might do a little bit of singing and dancing. So yeah, that was the end of it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I got to everyone's assumption about me. Thank you for everybody who participated and gave me an assumption to answer. So I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please think about subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you guys here. And don't forget to like, comment, and hit the notification bell. And as always, stay dark, my friends. And I will talk to you guys later.